my phone by fire. Mary to the town. Good morning, guys. Welcome back to yet another episode right here on Chat Room with Claire. In case you're new here, my name is Claire Chelule. So I visited my aunt in the village, and today I just want to show you guys how life in the village usually goes. So as you can see, it's bright and early. The sun just started rising. It's currently about 5:30 a.m. to 6 a.m. That's when most people in the village wake up, or even earlier, 5 a.m. But for me, I prefer waking up at 6 a.m. So the first thing I do when I wake up is, of course, I spread my bed and get ready for the day. Like, I make preparations over here because there are a lot of chores that we're supposed to do. I just make sure I tie up my lassos, I cover my head just to make myself fit for the day. So right now I head to the kitchen. So the kitchen is usually outside, it's not with the main house. I go, and first thing is to light up the fire. And as you can see, this is not the usual fire that you guys are used to, maybe the ovens and the gases that are used in towns and cities. In the village, we use this kind of fire. It's called chepkube, and it uses firewood. So I'm literally trying to light up the fire, and along the way, that's my aunt and my cousins. They came in to help me. So we successfully lit up the fire, and now I just want to put up water for milking the cow, and because we have to milk the cow with warm water, so that's what I'm doing now. We'll wait for a few seconds for it to become warm, and then now we take it and we'll use it to milk the cow. So after I remove the water for milking the cow, I put on water for washing utensils. So you guys know, in the village, usually we don't wash utensils after dinner, so we let them sleep over until the next morning. So this water that I'm boiling right now is for washing utensils that we used for dinner last night. Yeah, so as the water is boiling, we'll head out to go and milk the cow. And as you can see, I'm just doing some preparations here and there, and we are now on our way to where the cow is located so that we can milk it. So here we are now with the help of my auntie and cousins as well. First thing I do is I feed the cow, and as the cow is feeding, I try to tie up its legs. You know, the reason why we tie up the cow's legs, it's because we don't want it to kick the bucket with the milk, and the milk will spill over. So we just have to be safe, tie the cow's legs so that it doesn't do that. And after that, I just wash my hands. There's some jelly that you use to put on the cow's breast before you milk it, and even before you put the jelly, you make sure you wash the cow's titties with warm water. Okay, so that's what I've just done, and after that, now it's time to milk the cow, and let's do this. After we finish milking the cow, we now untie the legs. Remember, you guys, before we started, we tied the cow's legs so that it doesn't kick over the bucket. So now we untie the cow and we leave because we are done with what we were supposed to do here. So we go, and I get to my kitchen. I find that the water that I will use to wash utensils is now hot. It's supposed to be hot, okay? So I remove the water and I heat the milk that I just got from milking. And after the milk is heated, I just add water to some portion of it so that we make tea. So as usual, we use tea leaves. We have to put in sugar and then leave the tea to boil until it's ready. So as I leave the tea to boil, I go and wash utensils as I watch out for the tea. And while I was washing utensils, my cousin was just around, so I told her to watch over the tea so that it doesn't boil and pour on the fire. Yeah, so that's her. She's just there watching out. So before I wash my utensils, I just realized that I'm short of water, and so I have to refill water so that I can wash all these utensils. And as usual in the village, we get water from the borehole. So come with me, guys. Let's go and get water from the borehole. We have to walk like for a short distance, and now we are here. And this is how our borehole looks like. So we definitely have to like throw this rope inside and fetch water from the container that's here, and that's what I'm doing, as you guys can see. And after fetching my water, we go back to where we are supposed to wash our utensils from, and there we go. Before I just finished washing utensils, the tea was ready, and I just came in to serve it. After serving the tea, I went back to finish washing the utensils, and then now we take tea. And as you can see, I'm here feeding my beautiful cousin. She's still very young, and she was concentrating with watching cartoon on the TV. So I was feeding her, and we were all taking tea. And after that, after taking tea, I do the house chores. So, for example, cleaning the house, making sure I dust the spaces. And after that, I mop the house, I washed the shoes. So just basic daily cleaning. And after that, we rested for a while, and it was time to make lunch. So usually here we make preparations for lunch from 12 p.m. And by that, the staple food here in the village is usually ugali and sukuma wiki. That's what all the residents are used to, and it's readily available. So I went to the garden with my cousin, of course, again. So we went and plucked some veggies. What you see here is, we call it sukuma wiki, but most people know it as kales. So we'll eat kales and ugali for lunch. As we were plucking the kales, there were these little berries that I found in the garden, and it gave me memories from when I was a child. These they're called gooseberries. They're usually in most gardens here in the village, and they're really nice. They are tiny but very sweet. After that, there was a guava tree in the garden as well that had ripe guavas, so we decided to go and pluck some of them. And I was plucking some of them and giving it to my cousin, my little cousin, because she wanted them. And yeah, that's just about it. After getting the guavas, now we leave the garden. after leaving the garden, I come back, I clean and cut the skuma wiki, which is the kales. After cutting the kales now, I realized that we didn't have flour. By that I mean maize flour. You know, maize flour, after it's grinded, it becomes powder, and that's what we use to cook ugali. So I decided to take the maize and go to the posho mill. The posho mill is where now they grind this maize to become powder. And when I get to the posho mill, I just have to put my maize on this stuff. I don't know what it's called, you guys. If you know what this is called, just write down on the comment section. Let me know what it's called. But we use it to remove extra chaff and anything dirty from the maize before it's grinded. So we do that, we grind the maize, and now we are out. We stroll slowly with my cousins again. Yeah, and we get home.
Utaki chakula? Takuwekela coffee mtoto. Utakula by force by fire.
Udi uko down. Town.
Mary to the town.
After we get home, I put on what do we call it? I boil water for cooking ugali. So with ugali, you have to wait for the water to boil and boil before you cook it. Yeah. So I'm still in the process of making ugali. I'm just taking my time because I want to make sure that people eat something that is really tasty. Yeah, with ugali you have to leave it on the fire until you feel some aroma of it. That's when you know it's ready. Yeah, after that I serve lunch for everyone, and that's what we all eat, and it's yum. Personally, I love this. And another advantage of living in the village, food is readily available. Like you guys saw, we sourced the skuma wiki from the garden. Maize is also readily available. We just take it to the posho mill for it to get grinded. Yeah, so that's just about it. So after we are done with lunch, I come back and smear the fire. You guys know this fire is made of mud. It's usually mud and some bit of cow dung. That mixture is what is used to smear this fire. So this is the mixture right here, and I use it to just smear on the fire to make it look good and presentable. You know, we want our fireplace to look good. And yeah, so after that, you guys can see how this place is looking so nice. I love it. And I also forgot to mention, there's this place that we put after cooking ugali. There's this thing like an oven that we put ugali right there. You can cook your ugali in the morning and still by evening it will be very hot. Yeah, so it sounds like an oven, the traditional way. Yeah, maybe you guys can get to know that as well. So another staple food for us, especially for the Kalenjin community here, we love milk. So it's usually ugali, kales, and milk. And our milk usually has, most people call it charcoal, but it's usually some spots of black on it. So this is what I'm trying to do to this calabash. So we take this stick, put it in the fire. It's only a specific stick that you use. Put it in the fire, let it light up, and then you put it in the calabash and try to crush this stick into that so that the ashes can remain there. And after you've done all that, you have to pour out the excess ashes, and then you add your milk inside. So after we've added our milk inside, we just shake it up a little bit. So you can do this for fresh milk and also the soy milk. After we've shaked it up, you guys can see the milk now comes out with some spots of black. And what this does to the milk is that it adds flavor onto it. So if you guys taste normal milk and the milk that has gone through this process, they have two different flavors, and the one that has gone through this process is more tasty than the other one. So after that, after all the cooking we've done during the day, our firewood is finished, so we have to get more firewood for cooking dinner later. So there's this chunk of timber right here. I just want to split it because we can't use the whole of it as it is. We have to split it and use it in bits so that the fire can light up easily, and that's exactly what I'm doing. It's a bit hard, but I just have to use extra force, and there we go. Our firewood is now ready. I'm just collecting it, and so that taking it to the kitchen so that we can use it in the evening. And as you guys can see, I'm also collecting the tiny pieces. Now this one will help with lighting the fire in the early stages, yeah, so it will just accelerate the lighting of the fire and make it easy. So yeah, there you have it, guys. We are done for today. Tell me what you think about this type of content. And before I forget, what name do you call the fireplace that I showed you guys? But personally, I love this kind of fire because with it, food gets ready in time and really well. And yeah, I don't know, there's just something about it that I love. You guys let me know what you think about the video, and I'll see you guys next time.